Back now on Newsmax Prime, and you know when we come back over the weekend, there are always new polls and numbers to dissect, and that is why we are so pleased to have John Zogby with us, Skyping in as is his practice. John, of course, the senior partner at Zogby Analytics, also the director at the Keenan Center for Entrepreneurship at his alma mater, Lemoyne College, and he is the author of the new book, We Are Many, We Are One, Neo-Tribes and Tribal Analytics in 21st Century America. John is Skyping in again tonight from Utica, New York, and we always appreciate your time, John, and we want to remind folks looking in that you can join us at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. Brother Zogby, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at some poll numbers. The LA Times, with its national poll, monitoring daily, has Mrs. Clinton and Mr. Trump tied at 44. The Monmouth poll has Mrs. Clinton up nationally by 7, and the average of polling done by Real Clear Politics has Mrs. Clinton up by 6. Now, Trump has closed the margin. Does this trend portend that Mr. Trump can overcome Hillary by Election Day in November?
Too many things going on and that will go on between now and Election Day. Let's just call it a close race. And let's understand that, first of all, that Real Clear Politics average at 6. That includes polls going all the way back even to 8 or 9 days ago. If you just take a look at the last 4 polls published nationally, even a couple of polls that came out today show it trending towards an even tighter race. So in reality, if we just look at the last few days, it's more like a 3.5-point race, suggesting that it is too close to call.
Well, a 3.5-point race does indicate that, John, and there is some other good news for the GOP. In the battleground states of Florida, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina, Republicans have outgained Democrats in terms of voter registration, especially in Florida, the third largest state. 300,000 more Republican voters added to the rolls as opposed to Democrats. You have been talking some about indications out there that not everybody is being polled. And with this news, especially going into the Florida primary tomorrow, where they will pick different nominees for different offices in the Sunshine State, does this significantly add to an improvement on Mr. Trump's chances, in your opinion?
You know, it really does, because, you know, election turnout has a lot to do with enthusiasm, and voter registration, new voter registration, has an awful lot to do with that factor of enthusiasm. And so, you know, it's anecdotal at this point, you know, about how enthusiastic certain voters are. But what you point out, the new voter registration, Republican voter registration in Ohio, Florida, actually in other states as well, you know, suggests that we may be seeing a lot more Trump supporters than we have been.
It is that notion of voter intensity. And with that in mind, John Zogby, we know you remain both intense and intent on checking all those numbers. Thanks very much for your time tonight in Utica, New York via Skype.